Bonjour, bonjour, mes amis. Happy May the 4th to all my Star Wars peeps. All right, so today we're going to do a little mini lesson on French poetry. Part of this is going to be in English and part of this is going to be in French. But we're going to talk about a couple different forms of French poetry, kind of the written, general kind, rhymed, or free verse. But then our concentration today is actually going to be on visual poetry. I'm hoping this will spark some interest and again, just be something a little different for us to do as we get ready to really wind up our semester. So, and we're going to come back to this first one here, les calligrammes. So, calligramme, um, and it says that they were invented in the early 20th century. That may be true. I'm sure people were doing this way before that, but they really weren't published. So, Guillaume Apollinaire was a really a fabulous poet from the 20th century, and early 20th century, really. Did a lot of surrealist stuff, so it was very artistic. So if you're kind of into that kind of thing, it's pretty cool. And we'll look at a couple of really um, well-known ones if you are interested in that. We'll take a look at that in a second. Probably the most well-known one that Guillaume Apollinaire did was a short poem in the shape of the Eiffel Tower, which you guys can see right here. And as you guys can kind of see, he's kind of got the words um, split up. So we do have so you can see this a little bit bigger here. Salut, monde dont je suis la langue éloquente que sa bouche au Paris tire et tirera toujours. I can't see the rest of it. What was that? I can't see the whole thing there. So we'll back up just a wee little bit. Uh, aux Allemands. Bonjour aux Allemands. And we can take a look down here. Salut monde dont je suis la langue éloquente que sa bouche au Paris tire et tirera au jour aux Allemands. Translates to, Hello world, of which I am the eloquent tongue that its mouth, O Paris, sticks out and shall always stick out at the Germans. Guess what? Wartime art, my friends, wartime art. Early 20th century, I will bet you dollars to donuts that was a World War One reference. And again, please remember from history, the French fought the Germans in both World War One and World War Two. They've got a really nice, happy relationship now, but boy, that is different from how it used to be. So we're going to come back to Les Calligrams in just a second. And there really can be a lot of fun. I have some more examples to show you. So let's talk about rhymed poetry first. And there's a couple of them that we're going to talk about. Les Alexandrins, and we're also going to talk about the second type we're going to talk about are the sonnets, les sonnets, which you typically think about as far as like Italy and England. You think about Shakespeare and Petrarch. So we'll come back to that in a minute. The French sonnets a little bit different. But first, les Alexandrins. Short rhyming poems written in Alexandrin or Alexandrins are a great way to test your French rhyming skills. The Alexandrin is a French answer to iambic pentameter, which Shakespeare used. It's a rhythmic style of verse in which each line of poetry has 12 syllables, divided in the middle to make 6 and 6. Often, but not always, Alexandrin will rhyme. So Victor Hugo offers some excellent examples of Alexandrin in his work Demain dès l'aube, tomorrow at dawn. So let's take a look at that. Demain dès l'aube à l'heure où blanchit la campagne, je partirai, vois-tu. Je sais que tu m'attends. J'irai par la forêt, j'irai par la montagne. Je ne puis demeurer loin de toi plus longtemps. So, translation. Tomorrow at dawn, at the hour when the countryside grows white, I shall leave. Do you see? I know that you are waiting for me. I shall go by the forest. I shall go by the mountains. I cannot remain far from you any longer. I'm sorry, it's just way prettier in French, okay? Think about that first line real quickly. Demain dès l'aube à l'heure. Now, this is a really easy one because what you'll find sometimes is when you've got some of these unstressed, these schwa sounds, depending on what you need, sometimes these get pronounced in French. And that's just trivia for you guys more than anything else. Again, the Alexandrin, four lines, rhyme pattern A B A B. Campagne, attends, montagne, donc ton. Attends, ton, agne, agne. So that's a real easy peasy one. I've written French poetry before, even as even in high school on the fourth year level. And in one way, it's almost easier to write a poem in French because so many words rhyme. And you can also move them around. You may notice that it seems like in this first line, où blanchit la campagne, where the countryside grows white. It doesn't seem like it's the correct order of words. Just like in English, you can move your words around to get the rhyming words where you want them to be. So that is totally okay. The beautiful thing about art, you make it what you need it to be. All right, so the second type of rhymed poetry we're going to talk about is the French sonnet, le sonnet, and it's kind of a step up from rhyming alexandrin. So it uses them, but in a very specific rhyme scheme. So in French, they really model it after Petrarch or the Italian sonnet, if you guys have ever studied that. I have both Shakespearean and Petrarchan sonnets, and we have stanzas for that. So the following rhyme scheme that you would use for Petrarch for your Italian sonnet would be ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE. So that was kind of, and if you go way, way back to the French or to the Italian Renaissance, when sonnets really kind of came into being, um, that was what Petrarch decided. Hey, I'm going to write a sonnet. I'm Italian. Hey, these are Italian sonnets. And that's what everybody did. Shakespeare moved that around. So the Shakespearean sonnet has a similar 14 line to it, but the rhyme scheme is different. So, however, we're not talking about Shakespeare, we're talking about French. Two French poets, Marot and Pelletier, adopted this version that called for ABBA, ABBA. Okay, that's the same as Petrarch. But down here, CCD, EED, or CCD, EDE. All right, with those particular rhyme schemes. Pelletier, the first one is known as the French sonnet, and Marot is the Italian, and both very, very common in Renaissance. This all goes back to Renaissance because if you know your history, literary history as well as world history, Shakespeare was kind of post English Renaissance, but that's kind of where that came from. So last one though, guys, Pierre de Ronsard, he is a fabulous French Renaissance poet, and he dictated, I was blind, six sonnets called Sonnet pour Hélène, sonnets for Helen, three of which were in the Marot form, and the other three of which were in the Pelletier form. So this particular sonnet, and this is a really super famous one. Quand vous serez bien vieille. So when you are quite old. And this is the first stanza of that, but definitely encourage you guys to find if you can find a recording of this, I highly recommend it. Quand vous serez bien vieille, au soir à la chandelle, assise auprès du feu dévidant et filant, dirai, chanter mes vers en vous émerveillant. Ronsard me célébrait du temps que j'étais belle. So we got chandelle, belle, filant, émerveillant. So there's your stuff. Basically, it's a poem, you know, it's telling a bunch of these gals, hey, remember, I'm going to write this poem about you because you're really pretty. And, just remember that someday. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, last thing we'll talk about before we get back to the calligramme are poems, les poèmes en prose. Free verse poetry is what we would call it, poème en prose. Baudelaire, another excellent modern French poet, all right, from the 20th century. Le spleen de Paris, the spleen of Paris. So anywhere out of the world, and the title actually was in English. A poem that explores wanderlust of the poet. He did travel a great deal. So let's just take a look at this real briefly. Poems laid out as a prose work, uh, complete with dialogue and quotes and prose punctuation and line breaks. And here's how it starts. Cette vie est un hôpital où chaque malade est possédé du désir de changer de lit. Celui-ci voudrait souffrir en face du poêle, et celui-là croit qu'il guérirait à côté de la fenêtre. Il me semble que je serai toujours bien là où je ne suis pas, et cette question du déménagement en est une que je discute sans cesse. avec mon âme. Dis-moi, mon âme, pauvre âme refroidie, que penserais-tu d'habiter Lisbonne? Il doit y faire chaud, et tu t'y regarderais comme un lézard. Cette ville est au bord de l'eau. On dit qu'elle est bâtie en marbre et que le peuple y a une telle âme du végétal qu'il arrache tous les arbres. Voilà un paysage, selon ton goût, un paysage fait avec la lumière et le minéral, le liquide pour les réfléchir. Mon âme ne répond pas. Again, that's like, I know vocab wise, that's over your heads. That's why we've got some translations here. This life is a hospital where each patient is possessed with a desire to change beds. This one wants to suffer next to the stove, and that one thinks he'd heal better next to the window. It would seem to me that I would always be better where I'm not, and this question of displacement is one that I discuss without end with my soul. Tell me, my soul, poor cold soul, what would you think about living in Lisbon? It must be warm there, and you would perk up like a lizard. This city on the edge of the water, they say it's built of marble, but the people there hate plants so very much that they rip up all the trees. That's a landscape that would be to your liking, a landscape made of light and mineral and liquid to reflect them. My soul does not answer. I just like the line about I would always be better where I'm not. I think if that's not telling for where we are right now, I don't know what is. All right, so let's go back up to les calligrammes. That's what we want to talk about is les calligrammes. Woo! And I'm going to come over here to this. I'm hopefully this is all recording correctly. So this is actually another calligram. Was actually written by in English. So if you can take a look, you can tell exactly what the um, theme of this poem is. And again, this one happens to be in English. But look how cool this is. So this is all about an apple. We do see the word apple up here, but it's not the whole thing. You totally could do that. We've got STEM, right, making our stem here. And then apple, yum, juicy, crunchy, red, yellow, green, apple, 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 yum, delicious, yum, 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 wormy, worm, yuck. All right, and then back to deliciousness. So that's kind of a fun little thing to take a look at. Now, these are some student examples for actually French students. So here's one that we can see about apples as well. So la pomme, pum pum, croquante, 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 miam, 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 croquante, craquante, miam, 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 juteuse, juteuse, miam, miam, rouge, jaune, vert, pum, 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 miam, 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 tellement exquise. So there is kind of like a little something else to it in this particular one. So it's a French version of our apple. And again, we talked about Apollinaire and how he was the one to really kind of mainstream this. Here's one he wrote about books. You can kind of see this is in the shape of a book. So that's what this one is about. Tous les souvenirs de naguère. Oh, mes amis, partir en guerre. Je lisant un vers le firmament et vos regards dans l'eau dormant. Meurt mélancoliquement. Où sont-ils, Braque et Max Jacob, des reins aux ygres comme l'aube? Où sont Reynald Billy Dalise, dont les noms se mélancolisent? C'est comme des pas dans une église. Où est Kremitz qui s'engagea? Peut-être sont-ils morts déjà. Des souvenirs, mon âme est pleine. Le jet d'eau pleure dans ma peine. So, pretty cool. Another one that's really super famous. This one's kind of hard to see. I'm going to scale out a little bit. That's not the right way. That's the right way. Check it. It's a woman in a wide brimmed hat. I can't read it really well, but this is another one that Apollinaire did. But it's a woman in a wide brimmed hat. So there's really no end to things that you guys can create with this. And there's, of course, the Eiffel Tower one that kind of makes fun of the Germans. There's a heart. And a lot of these are, of course, these are actually French writers. So I've got that really funky script that I love, and I cannot make that for love or money. You just have to grow up learning how to write like that. Here's a fun one about a dog. I wanted you guys to see this one. This is the last one that we're going to take a look at. Let's check out the little pupper here for those of you guys, my dog people. We've got, and really, in a poem like this, you can start anywhere. Que means tail. All right. So there's your sound of the wagging tail. So you've got onomatopoeia in here as well as the words that make up this. Corps jaune. So yellow body. Must be a golden retriever. dos, 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 back, oreille, ear, tête, head, jaune, truffe. All right, another oreille, œil, museau, bave, bave. So then that must be him panting, museau, kind of the muzzle. Gorgeon, again, we're going to see that. There's the body. Pat, pat, pause, pause. Gorgeon, gorgeon, gorgeon. So again, this is something kind of easy and fun that you guys can take a look at. So in the next couple of days, or while you guys are working on this little mini unit for me, think about the type of poem that you're going to do. Tomorrow, you guys will have an opportunity to practice any of these poem types that you would like. I'm also going to introduce another one tomorrow called the acrostiche. And that's, I think, the easiest one to do. The acrostiche, it's an acrostic. I did a couple. I'll show you guys tomorrow when we take a look at that. I'll give you guys some more stuff to work on. But be thinking about what type of French poem you might want to do. And I'm sure you guys know what an acrostic poem is. It's when you would have like the letters of something. One up, acrostiche. That's in English. That's not really what I want. Acrostiche, acrostiche. So this is the kind of thing that would be an acrostiche. So you've got someone's name. So this person's name is Camille, and all the lines of the poem um, would begin with the letters of her name. So those are the things we're going to be looking at for this particular unit. So just, and again, something to have fun with. Look stuff up as you need it. This is a case where technology is going to be your friend, not your foe. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys create. You guys have so much creativity, and I'm really excited to do it. All right. Go watch a Star Wars movie. Love you. Bye.